Hi, I'm Joshua Schoen and I do integration analytics for Bancor. This video is a concise history of cryptocurrency. The purpose of this video is not to be a history lesson. Rather, it is to explore the different types of cryptocurrencies and understand their intended purposes. And having taught this many times, I've found the simplest way to do this is to just review cryptocurrencies in the order they were invented. And so our four categories are 1. Cryptocurrencies, 2. Crypto operating systems, 3. Crypto applications, and 4. NFTs. We'll also have a bonus round where we talk about Web3. So let's start at the beginning. In January 2009, Bitcoin goes online, and it has one goal, one intended purpose: replace all money on Earth with Bitcoin. It has its problems. The network is slow, it's expensive to use, the proof of work mechanism is very energy intensive, but none of that changes that, in principle, Bitcoin is meant to replace money. Ethereum is not meant to replace money, and so it is not a competitor with Bitcoin. The graph is not meant to replace money, and so it is not a competitor with Bitcoin. XRP is meant to replace money, and so it is a competitor with Bitcoin. Litecoin and Monero, similarly, are both meant to replace money, and they are both competitors with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is money that was first, Litecoin is money that is fast, Monero is money that is totally private, and XRP is money that is meant to be used by banks to facilitate cross-border payments. For many people, their understanding of cryptocurrency stops here. They think that cryptocurrencies are currencies, and yeah, the name doesn't help, but they're not all currencies. There's so much more that they do. So, if some cryptocurrencies are not meant to replace money, what do? Before we go on, it's important to note that these four cryptocurrencies can't talk to each other. They can't interoperate with each other. They can't be programmed to work with each other. They can't even be traded for one another without the help of a third party. They are totally separate and isolated systems that lack interoperability. And this lack of interoperability is what led to the rise and creation of our next major type of cryptocurrency: crypto operating systems, namely Ethereum. Ethereum was released in 2015, fully 6 years after the release of Bitcoin, and Ethereum is different. Ethereum isn't a money replacement, it's a cryptographic operating system. Yeah, like Windows or Mac or Linux or whatever your phone uses. It's an operating system. Ethereum's main use case here is that every single app that is made with Solidity that runs on Ethereum can natively talk to and integrate with every other app on Ethereum. But ETH has its own problems. Right now, the network can't handle all of the traffic created by the apps that run on it. ETH is like a giant mall, except every store in that mall shares one cash register. And the mall keeps getting bigger and more popular, and there are more stores there, but there's just the one cash register. And whenever you want to buy anything, you have to get in line with every other person at the mall. And the worst part about it is, if you want to get to the front of the line, you can just bribe the cashier. Currently, ETH is planned to undergo upgrades that would allow for something called sharding. This would kind of be like each section of the mall that is Ethereum getting its own cash register. So it's not going to fix the problems with ETH, but it is going to massively help. Ethereum is an operating system that was first and was intended for maximum programmability. ETH has the most apps and the largest user base, by a lot. Avalanche is a cryptographic operating system and a competitor to ETH. Avalanche is fast, and it uses something called subnets, which is supposed to allow the network to scale infinitely. Avalanche has a decent number of applications, and it has, probably, the second largest user base of any cryptographic operating system. Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, Stellar, HBAR, Phantom, Tezos, Internet Computer, EOS, Clayton, Thorchain, Harmony, Algorand, and Cosmos are all cryptographic operating systems, and the list there is not complete by any means. There is a lot of hype about these different cryptographic operating systems, and I don't buy any of it. I don't think there is any guarantee that any cryptographic operating system will be around in 2025, other than Ethereum. Before we go on, you should know that the term cryptographic operating system is kind of just a term that I made up. in order to help my clients and various other people in the industry understand the differences between, say, ETH and Bitcoin and Chainlink. But crypto applications do have their own vocabulary term. They're called Decentralized Applications, or dApps. dApps are the third type of cryptocurrency, and they are the most varied category yet. dApps can be anything. Decentralized exchanges like Bancor. Decentralized investment protocols that optimize yield like Harvest Finance. Decentralized lending protocols like Aave. Decentralized insurance like Nexus Mutual. Decentralized price feed data like Chainlink. Decentralized data indexers like the Graph. Decentralized synthetic stocks like Synthetics. Decentralized video games like Axie Infinity. Decentralized. Are you starting to get why we call them dApps instead of decentralized apps? We're all just sick of saying the word. These products are way too complicated to even try to summarize in a video like this. Bancor, Chainlink, the Graph, Nexus Mutual, Axie Infinity are all whitelisted products on Bancor, and they all deserve their own in-depth analysis video, which would range from 20 minutes for the simpler ones to 2 hours for the more complicated ones. If you're new to cryptocurrency and you're using this video as an introduction or an explainer, please understand there are about as many differences between Bitcoin and Chainlink as there are between a bicycle and a fighter jet. These decentralized applications, these dApps, are services that users can interact with right now. Chainlink provides live price feed data. The Graph indexes blockchain data. These services are so necessary, so required in the cryptocurrency space and in the larger financial world in general, that they are actually sometimes referred to as utility tokens, as to differentiate them from other cryptocurrencies which don't actually have any utility. Speaking of things that don't have utility, Section 4, NFTs. It would be really easy for me to make fun of NFTs, but instead of beating that dead horse, let's actually go over some of the real services or products or utilities or whatever that NFTs could provide if they were actually doing something instead of being monkey pictures on the internet. The main 3 services that NFTs will be used for in the next 5 years that are not art related are membership cards, streaming rights, and anonymous ID. Right now, this idea might sound like a total fiction, but it leads us to the final section of this video, the narrative surrounding Web3. Web3 is not a cryptocurrency, or an operating system, or a dApp, or even an NFT. It is a combination of everything else in this video, and it is happening suddenly. ETH isn't even 10 years old. The oldest applications on Ethereum, Bancor included, are barely 5 years old. And right now, we are witnessing something that has never happened before in the cryptocurrency space. Many of these development teams, these products, these dApps, are finally finishing their first full, complete development cycle. And Web3 is the belief that now is the time that inter-project integration will finally truly begin. Instead of dApps being built with the potential to integrate, right now is when we are seeing the first real big wave of actual integration. And that's where we are right now. So to summarize, crypto began as a money replacement, and then it evolved into an ecosystem of applications deployed on a dynamic operating system. Then NFTs, art and video games, started propagating as more users were onboarded to this space. And now the various ecosystems, the products and operating systems, are also beginning to integrate. Bridges from Ethereum to AVAX, from Thorchain to BTC, from Cosmos to wherever they want to go. And protocols are having multiple deployments on multiple different blockchains. Aave isn't just a lending app on Ethereum, it's on Polygon and Avalanche. Even Bancor version 3 is beginning its process of expanding to another blockchain. If you think that cryptocurrency will never be accepted as legal tender by a government, like it already has in El Salvador and the Central African Republic, you still can't write off cryptocurrency in general. There is so much more going on here than digital money. If you have questions, hit me up on Twitter. I'm quite responsive. Like, sub, and check out Bancor. Thanks for watching.